Welcome to the Path to Purpose interview show, where we share our unique and universal stories about finding and fulfilling our purpose. My name is Katja, and I'm your host and mentor for Lightworkers. My intention for this show is to inspire you on your path to purpose. Today, I have a pleasure to interview my fellow co-author from Teach Your Expertise book, Susan Rolfe, who has a passion to help over 50 women live with the confidence, dignity, and joy. She's an expert at resolving balance problems and joint pain. Her innovative approach uses gentle movement and guided awareness, our brain's natural heart firing, to restore equilibrium and mobility in a soothing, calming way. Let's find out more about Susan's path, and I will also ask her best tips how you can start finding and maintaining your balance. So let's get started here. So welcome, Susan. I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi, Katja. It's great to be here.
So I shared your expertise very briefly, and so could you please tell a little bit more about you and also share your location so that we can put you on the map?
Oh, yeah, I'm in Seattle, Washington, West Coast. So, yeah, that's where I am. Uh,
And was there a special event that led you to this path to help people with their balance? And I know you do much more, so you can share about that too, how you help people.
yeah, it was my own falling, my own healing path that led to it. I was actually, the turning point was in Sicily in 2009, where I fell and broke my foot and had to, the whole process of getting home, what happened after I got home, I didn't take care of it properly. And so it didn't heal properly. There was this long healing process. I was no weight bearing for 6 months. So
Mm.
then I had all of the fallout from not having been active. My arches disappeared. So basically I had to learn how to walk again.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And then once you did that, you went through your own healing journey. Was what inspired you then to be sharing as well with others and helping them on their journey? So was there a special event when you were like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help others on their journey?
Yeah, it was when I started. So my modality is called the Feldenkrais method. And
Mhm.
so that was sort of how I, after all of the different modalities that physical therapy and massage and the usual protocols that you go through to recover, but I was still sort of awkward and I couldn't, things weren't working the way they used to, right? I didn't have access to the easy balance. And
Mm.
so that's where I ended up taking lessons from a colleague or a fellow dancer. I discovered this from my dance class. And I realized that there was such a huge connection between body mind. That's where I started really feeling the difference in my confidence level when I felt more stable on my feet. And the more I did it, the more I realized that these were habitual. This was habits, habits of mind and habits of body. And so it was going to be it was a long process.
Mhm.
So I started a professional training for my own benefit, because I figured I'm just going to immerse myself, because I'm going to need that much help as it is, right? So,
Yeah.
and then by the end, it was, this is the best. This is, everyone needs this. Everyone in the whole world needs this, because everyone can benefit on
Mhm.
every level, spiritually, psychologically, physically, the whole thing. So I thought, this is my path. This is what I need to be sharing. I want everyone to be able to experience this.
I love it. And yes, everyone, uh, there, these things, dignity, joy, confidence,
Hmm.
absolutely for everyone. But I know you specialize with women over 50. Was
Hmm.
there a specific thing that you felt called to help specifically them on this journey?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was over 50 when I came to this, and I realized that there's sort of, so over 50 is when people start falling
Mm,
and having a hard time, men and women, but
yeah.
especially women, it seems like. And there's this downward spiral that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a combination of that segment of people of which I'm a part and could relate to everything they've been going through, uh, feeling like we're very productive and ambitious and go-getter people, and suddenly they can't do what they used to do, and they don't feel powerful or valuable in the world anymore. So there's that. I could relate to that pain and have the compassion for it, a definite need. And also, when I went to wanting to design an online program, I realized that this was something that I could break down incrementally in small enough pieces where it would be safe to be able to do an online situation, compared with very controlled circumstances where I have hands-on with
Yes.
people and I'm teaching them in person and can help them do something different.
Mm.
So that was part of it. That was a huge part of it.
And in your opinion, why do so many people, especially women, struggle with the balance? Like your case, it was actual injury, but
Hmm.
is that the main reason why people start having a struggle with the balance, or is there other scenarios as well?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that, because it's a combination of things. It's a combination of our our mind, our, how do I want to say this? So we are ourselves. We're a whole person, and so there's part of us that has this ambition to do something.
Yeah.
So I was a chef for many years, as you read from my bio, 30 years in the food business. And so I was used to running over myself because I had to get things done.
Yeah.
You can't, the show has to go on. You can't
It's
just, right? You're in
quick.
the middle of a catering, there's hundreds of people here. You can't just, oh, it hurts, I'm tired, I have to stop. No, you can't do that. So
Mm,
you get used to running over yourself, and there's an adrenaline thing that goes along with it too, right? And it's addictive, and
mm,
it's exciting, it makes you feel good about yourself, and so you keep on pushing, 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 pushing until you get injured. So
mm.
then when you get injured, there's a damage that actually happens in the nervous system, right? With the injury, there's damage there. Then we don't use that part of ourselves because it's healing. Then we actually lose connection with our brain, right? It changes our brain map.
Yeah.
So then we go through the whole recovery process, but we're missing those pieces. I mean, they're not there anymore because
Mm,
we don't know how to reconnect. Because strengthening muscles and doing PT and the things that we do, we're still doing it with the pattern. We're still doing it without those pieces connected. Because
mm-hmm.
strengthening, so what we do is we develop a compensating pattern, like a limp or something. When you turn your ankle or something, you limp, right? So it becomes part of your pattern, and it's the new normal. You don't know that it's a pattern, it's just how you move.
Mm,
So what's needed is a way to go back and reconnect the dots,
yeah.
right? You can think in terms of all those little nerve endings that we have that are communicating with the brain 24/7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we reconnect the dots. What's needed is to slow down and have an exploratory way to do that, the way babies learn.
Yeah.
It's developmental. That's what
Oh,
I help people with.
yeah. And of course, now, like slowing down, like you said, that could be the thing to start with so that we can actually start reconnecting those dots. And I love how you explained. I know there is much behind, but you put
Yeah.
it very simple way that it's
Mhm.
easier, like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
And especially if we have had injury, we might recognize that that's how we act in those
Mhm.
moments. And and now if somebody is recognizing that they might have some challenges with the balance or have had injury and they are recovering from it now, beside contacting you, which of course I recommend, it's the easiest way to get the support on your journey. If somebody's there and like wanting to start to do something right now, so what would be a first step that they could do to move towards greater balance?
Well, it's the simplest of the simple, which is beginning to be aware of your breath. First of all, you start to slow down enough so you can notice right when you start to feel the out of balance.
Mm.
This is more difficult than it might seem, because what we tend to want to do is move faster to move through the uncomfortable part. So if there is a possibility to, you can see my body language. I'm coming back into my pelvis. I'm coming back into alignment with my neck. I
Mm-hmm.
can notice my breathing. It's amazing how much breathing has to do with balance, because it's the ribs. The ribs need to expand and contract. Our back responds to, so the breath, the whole pelvis responds to the spine, the neck, everything. So everything is connected. The easiest thing is to notice your breathing, notice where you're looking. The eyes guide the movement. So look where you're going, not where you look where you are and where you're going, as opposed to what you're the text that just came in, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
doing fewer things at one time, focusing on one thing at a time will allow you to notice when you start to go out of balance and come back
I love that tip.
sooner.
It's very doable and
Mm-hmm.
it is helpful for anyone. Like whether you have an issue with the balance or not,
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that tip will be something for all of us to do, connecting with the breathing. And you just shared so beautifully. So thank you for that. And I know you have so much more expertise you are sharing in the Teach Your Expertise book. So I'm curious, like, what can people find from your chapter?
Well, they can, what can they tell from my chapter? You mean, why
Without
should
telling
they want
what's
to read
there,
it? Sorry, what?
without telling the whole story, what's there, but just like
Oh,
giving a glimpse that what's there, what are you sharing in your chapter?
I guess I'm sharing a series of chapters in my life where it was sort of like this, a point of reaching critical mass where I couldn't do what I was doing anymore successfully.
Mm,
And now what? Now what? I didn't know how to go forward,
mm,
because what I was doing wasn't working anymore. And I didn't know how to do anything differently.
yes,
So I had to find a different way. And fortunately, I was able to find a different way that helps me. I mean, it's such a gift to be able to do the work that I do, because it helps me
yeah,
at the same time as much or more,
mm,
because it keeps me in the work. It keeps me doing it for myself. And
that's
it's so, yeah, it's just really connected. It feels really good, wonderful to do.
beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
so now, if you are watching this and you are in the place where you think, and now what? Well, I have a idea for you. You can click the link below and get Teach Your Expertise book, because there are 20 entrepreneurs sharing their journey and sharing their expertise. So that is highly inspirational and gives you also tangible things. Plus, we are all offering a gift. So, Susan, can you share a little bit about what is your gift that the buyers will get?
Yeah, it's called Ease Your Neck and Shoulders.
Mm,
And it's because we all are spending so much time on the computer now,
yes.
right? And so we get into these postures, and so I figured that would be a very nice segue into discovering how simple movements done slowly and with attention can make so much difference in not only the way your neck and shoulders feel, but when you stand up, you'll feel more balanced because, as I was said before, everything is connected. So it's sort of a nice way of tasting how this can help with your balance also.
Wow, that's amazing gift. I'm like, I want to get it. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it. So if you want to get it too, click the link below and get Teach Your Expertise book that comes with these awesome gifts. And now we are coming towards the end of our time here together. So I want to just ask you, do you have a special message that you would like to share?
Well, I would say slow down, breathe, do less, enjoy the moment, enjoy, sink into the moment with all of your senses. As much as you can, give attention to taste and smell and sound and all of your senses that will really bring you back to your body. So, and the breath is a huge part of that. So starting with the breath, and it's simple but not easy.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I mean, yeah, the breath is always there, and how often do we attend, right?
Yeah, but now you have an opportunity, like tune in and just focus. And thank you for sharing your wisdom here today, Susan. And thank you all the work that you do and your time here today. So thank you. And thank you for watching Passive Purpose Interview Show. If you want more support on your journey, join Lightworkers Who Succeed on Purpose group here on Facebook, where we offer more inspiration and encouragement on our path. And I'm sending you so much light and love. Stay well and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye for now.